a very easy game. They apparently watched the game against Accra Hearts of Oak that Legon Cities played, and they believe that Accra Hearts of Oak have a very good team. But Samuel Bwedu has been talking to us on the flip side, and he has indicated that, look, I may not have that all-round team, but I've got a young team that can cause havoc and stir on any occasion. Ironically, both coaches are called Samuel. And so I don't know which of the Samuels will reign supreme. But let's take a look at the first quarter of the first half. Let's see how the game progresses. But if there's anything to go by, what we saw Legon Cities do against Accra Hearts of Oak, we are in for an exciting game.
It looks like Legon Cities do not really rely on the attackers to get goals. The other time we saw Albert getting the 2 goals for them. But then for Berekum Chelsea, it looks like they are over-reliant on their forward. Should this be a battle of midfield, or we are looking at the attackers?
And you see, this is where you see the difference, the clear difference between an experienced coach like Samuel Parkwesi Fabian and his other number, Bwedu. What happens with Parkwesi Fabian, if you followed him over the years, is that he has produced a lot of players who've made it to the very top. He's produced defenders, he's produced midfielders, he's produced attackers. You know, and so it gives you a very clear indication of what type of person Parkwesi Fabian is. If you rely on the right, he can always move on the left or in the middle. He is one sleeky coach. It's very difficult to read his games. And that is the success story we are seeing from Legon Cities this season. So far, Accra Hearts of Oak came, they could not find an antidote to that fast-paced game. Exactly. So it tells you that other teams may want to rely on 1 or 2 persons. And for Berekum Chelsea, Stephen Amankuna is in some top form. And so I won't be surprised if he doesn't start knocking early. But you see, where the focus lies on one, Parkwesi Fabian will come up with an antidote where you would have 2, 3, or even sometimes 4-pronged attack going into the game. He looks at the variables. He looks at the situation which is so inconvenient for you, the opposing coach, and that is what he uses as an example. Took Accra Hearts of Oak by surprise. 2 quick goals. Accra Hearts of Oak could not respond, and that tells you the kind of game we are expecting him to exhibit here this afternoon. If it goes that way, Berekum Chelsea will be chasing their shadows back to Berekum. But then again, knowing the kind of team Berekum Chelsea have, they are resilient, and especially they've showed that they have performed quite well when they play away from home. That is where I expect the excitement to begin.
All right. Thanks so much, Prince. You'll be in commentary position, so
sure.
Later I will join you. But then that was my senior colleague and also commentator for Star Times and the Ghana Premier League, Prince. And he gave us his thoughts about what we should expect this afternoon here at the Theatre of Dreams. I can see the players gradually trooping onto the stadium to take their seats. Those are the players who will be warming the bench. Yes, intermittently, but then the other teams will also be trooping onto the pitch pretty shortly. It's match week 28, but this is the first match of this week where we only have some few games to the end of the season. We are here to witness that thrilling and also compelling game between Legon Cities FC and then also Berekum Chelsea, which will be very, very, very nice. We are all expecting a very, very cagey game in this particular one. Berekum Chelsea coming into this one after they won 2-0 on Monday against Mediama at the Berekum Chelsea Golden City Park. But then Legon City is also picking up a very, very crucial 2-0 win against Accra Hearts of Oak here last Saturday in match week 27. So let's take a look at the dressing room where you have the jerseys being neatly lined up for both teams. So that's currently the dressing room. Legon Cities currently being displayed on your screens with the shirts being neatly lined up, and they would be donning their customary home jerseys. Legon Cities, they come into this particular fixture with spirits and confidence very, very high. They put out a 10 out of 10 performance a couple of days ago against Accra Hearts of Oak, and they'll be hoping that putting on this jersey would actually rekindle that luck and also that performance they put up a couple of days ago. So that's the arrival of Legon Cities. That's how they got into their home grounds as a Theatre of Dreams here in Dewu. That's how they did the arrival. arriving, the players are gradually sending another Premier League side. So it's the arrival of the home team, Legon Cities, at their temporary home grounds now, the Theatre of Dreams, and they have an impeccable record here at the Theatre of Dreams since they adopted these grounds as their home. They are yet to lose, but then also to the away side, that's the dressing room of Berekum Chelsea. Jerseys neatly arranged, and you can see beautifully arranged for the away side. They are here in the eastern region all the way from Berekum. That's quite a long journey for them, but they would not be faced by that lengthy journey. They'll be hoping that they could seal something here in this game. So it's the dressing room of the away side, Berekum Chelsea, also coming into this particular fixture in some high hopes. But then the arrival, that's how they trooped into the Theatre of Dreams in their beautifully nice painted bus. That's the team. They have made Ghana proud in recent times. Berekum Chelsea played in Africa. They didn't really disgrace themselves. Really made Ghana proud. And today they are in for a treat against an informed Legon City side. The players arriving, the team. They'll be hoping to give the home side a run for their money this afternoon here. So those are the jerseys of the away side, Berekum Chelsea, the arrival. All right, so that is the arrival of Berekum Chelsea, and also we've showed you the dressing rooms of both teams. It's match week 28 here, and it's the commencing fixture between Legon Cities and then Berekum Chelsea. You're live on Max TV and also Star Times at the channel 247. Over to you, commentary. So the warm-ups, both teams warming up before the game commences. So both teams warming up ahead of the crunch fixture, which begins in some few minutes' time. It's a warm-up session as both teams prepare to be in the right body frame for this one. It is going to be a very entertaining game here at the Theatre of Dreams. You can see some rigorous warm-up sessions from both teams, trying to set the tone for how both teams would approach this one. Legon City's one team with a very tactical man at the helm, same as Berekum Chelsea, with a very fine brain leading the team. But in the warm-up session for Berekum Chelsea warming up. So it's a warm-up session of Berekum Chelsea, the away side, coming into this fixture, 5th on the league log with 41 points, 6 points more than their opponent in today's fixture. And they will still be targeting top 4. That is what the head coach is saying, that they still have the title in sight because mathematically it's still possible for them to win it. So it's the warm-up session of Berekum Chelsea. They are really going to face some stiff competition against Legon Cities, who are the home side here, and they haven't been really bad travelers, Berekum Chelsea. They have really picked up some vital points away from home this season, and they will be hoping to continue with that run here in. Right, so that's the warm-up from both teams as we prepare for kickoff, which will be in some few minutes' time. We are handing over to our commentator, Prince Anand.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Theatre of Dreams, where we are continuing with our coverage of the Ghana Premier League. It's match day 28, and this afternoon is Berekum Chelsea, who are playing as guests of Legon cities here in the town of Dewu. Once again, wherever you are watching us, you're most welcome. This is our continuing coverage of the Ghana Premier League. Thank you very much for making time with us. The weather seems very good for association football, with a calm, gentle wind over the mountains, which makes it lively for association football here this afternoon. My name is Prince, and I'll be joined in commentary position by Josiah Okoye, I should say, as the match officials get ready to usher the two teams onto the field. Berekum Chelsea this afternoon will be sporting their away colours of yellow and white, and they're looking resplendent in it. It's Legon cities who have their traditional home colours of the red and blue. We saw them in action last time around on match day 27. A 2-0 advantage over Accra Hearts of Oak gave them the needed points to consolidate their position on the league table. Chelsea, on the other hand, scored the same scoreline when they played at home against visiting Mediama Sporting Club. And it looks like this afternoon the two coaches will be maintaining the status quo in terms of the number of players who played in those battles for their home sides. This afternoon is Berekum Chelsea, and that's their talisman, Stephen Amankona. All eyes will be on him, as he seems to be the gentleman to get the goals for them. Stephen Amankona so far on 12 goals in the top echelons of the goal king race, leading the pack as it were. And this afternoon gives him another opportunity to show what he can do. Exchange of pleasantries now as the two captains will take us through that. Suleiman Mohammed for Legon Cities. And it will be the turn of Zakaria Fusaini to lead the charges from Berekum. Very soon we shall tell you the gentlemen to do battle for the two sides this afternoon. And it tells you clearly that both coaches are in for a good game. Let's take a look at the Legon Cities side, a 4-1-4-1 formation by Parkwesi Fabian. Usual suspects on board. Kwabena Boateng will be heading the attack. Fred Akatok will be supporting them together with Alidu. There's Kwabena Boateng, as we said earlier on. Then Frank Akoto will be the man in charge of steel in the back. Samuel Tenedu will be in charge of midfield action, whilst the likes of Amwa and Fusaini will operate from the flanks. Let's see what Apia Asari can do. He was a threat in the game against Accra Hearts of Oak, and surely will start as one of the favorites in the game against Berekum Chelsea. Legon Cities still looking strong, still looking hale and hearty. Samuel Parkwesi Fabian, what a job he's done with this young team, and continues to produce the surprises. One of the most experienced coaches we have on the local scene, and he tells me today will be the same story. Let's take a look now at Berekum Chelsea. And Samuel Buedu says he will maintain Gregory Obing-Sechere in goal. Edwin Asamoah and Nasiedu will start from the flanks.